Hello, my name is Veronica Garcia, and I am enrolled in Dr. Anderson's class, Professional Learning and Practices. The question Dr. Anderson asked on Module 4 is, what will you do to avoid violating the Student Academic Code of Conduct and Ethic Policy? After reading the Student Code of Conduct and Ethics academic policy, I was able to take out what I believe to be 5 major points, which I will further explain. The 5 things I will avoid violating are cheating, spreading false information, using other words, work, or data as my own, threats, assisting in violence and physical harm, and misusing or altering alliance resources. So for the first point, cheating. I will avoid cheating by not having assistance during major events such as tests, exams, or assessments. I understand that any help I receive that's given to me from an outside force will be considered a violation. So cheating means using information also not produced by, for example, myself. Cheating also includes being part of someone's act of cheating. So to avoid violating this first point, I will not be a part of cheating or assist someone else with cheating. So for the second point, avoiding spreading false information. I understand that there is a lot of information available, and we will come across information that is not reliable. It is our responsibility to check the sources. I am taking my part in this by being curious about what I read. I will ask myself these set of questions. How accurate is this information? What evidence is there backing up this information? Does the information have credible sources? Am I looking at the information based on how I feel or based on a well thought out theory? Asking questions. I only ask questions because sometimes I'm not sure if it is false due to having too much information on both opposing sides. It is important to have facts that are evidence-based and to be more curious about what kind of information I come across. For my third point, using other words, their work, data as my own. As general as this may sound, I will not use other credible authors or writers' words as my own. This means I will not state other people's work and take ownership of it when, for example, Dr. X was the person who published their own work, and I just copied their statement and had others believe their ideas were my own. This falls under plagiarism. So the production of work by someone else cannot be taken as your own. I always like to remember we must give credit towards anything not originally produced by ourselves. So then we go to our fourth point, avoiding threats, assisting in violence and physical harm. So again, I will not be violating this point. I will not be part of any hatred act which includes threatening others, myself, or the institution. A threat does not have to be considered a big threat. Any form of intentional act of harming others, yourself, or an unintentional act that does not comply with the ethics or values of the institution is to be taken seriously. Conducting violence or assisting in any form of violence is not appropriate in any space when it impacts and disrupts others in a negative way. And then we have physical harm. to others in any setting, classroom or campus, is not to be tolerated. For my final point, I will be avoiding the misuse of, or altering of Alliance resources. I believe this kind of ties in all the points together. So when we're using the resources provided by the institution, it is our responsibility not to use the resources to plagiarize, spread false information, use the grounds to create a hostile environment where there is harm and threat in any type of form. So to avoid that, it's to not be part of using the resources to violate anything else. Again, it is our responsibility to use the resources responsibly. Thank you.